undisclosed location in the supply closet, Gwen sitting, leaning on the wall waiting. Till Eric came back to where she is with supplies. And she saw him. This is all they have in here. Well, I'm afraid that's what we're gonna have to work with, yeah? Okay, and it's Eric get down to where she's sitting. How do you feel? Really? I know. Wrong question. Not to worry. You're gonna be alright. I just never thought of giving birth in a freaking supply closet out of all the places on Oi. You got to calm down here. I am calm. Meanwhile, at the Oceanside Rich Manor in the kitchen, Jessica is pouring herself a cup of coffee. Just as Casey came in and saw what's going on, just as Jessica put the coffee pot down and turned and saw her. Casey, look, I know seeing my face right now after everything your stepmom, she's not my stepmom, now that my real one is back. Okay, you want a cuppa? I'm good. And as Casey turned and head out, wait. And as Casey stopped and turned and faced Jessica, who saw. Why do I get the distinct feeling you're mad at me for some reason? Meanwhile, in Joanna and Chris' bedroom, Chris came back in from the bathroom fully dressed and saw the maid finish making the bed. And as he went to where she is, just in time to arrive, and she turned and saw him. Gretchen, I can't explain how much a lifesaver you are. Hey, what you do beyond that door is your business alone. That's why I can trust you, my dear. And as he placed a bundle of 100 bills in her right pocket, just as she reached in her pocket, taking the money out and skimming through the bills, seeing $100 bills. And as she placed it back in her pocket and turned and went and left the room, just as Joanna came in. Surely, I hope you're not cheating on me with Gretchen the maid, not are you? And as Chris turned and saw her. Meanwhile, outside the LAPD and Vince's car, Angela, Vince, Elena, Carly, and Will are talking. You sure you don't want us to go in with you? Yeah, it's really no problem. I appreciate the offer, but I have to do this on my own. You lot focus on your own. No. You are like family, and we need to stick together during these times. Look, I know you lot are trying your best to find my husband, and I want you to continue doing that. And as Vince looked at Elena through his front mirror, while Angela turned and looked at Elena, who saw, if anyone can find Warren, we can. Good luck. And as Elena got out and head towards the entrance of the police station, unaware down the street lies another car, which happens to be Harold's car with Harold in it watching. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital on the balcony, Nate is outside looking at the view. And as he has the flashbacks of him and Maria talking, don't you understand? You and I, we get each other. When I'm with you, I can totally be myself. I feel the same way around, especially when you seemingly jump to my defense when I tried to do a runner with Rita's son a few years ago. You didn't for 1 second question my actions. That's because I didn't have to. When I saw you, something within me took over me. And no, I get it. The point of the matter is, I love you, Maria Conway. I love you too. And as they begin kissing each other, just as the flashback ends, daydreaming, I see. Cue. And as Nate turned and saw Seth, who came to where Nate is. I surely hope you're not daydreaming about my wife. Meanwhile, in the empty patient room, Scott is lying in bed asleep. Just as Annie opened the door and rolled her wheelchair in with her in it, and saw him. And as she got up and turned and slammed the door closed, Cousin Scott awoken and saw Annie. And as he sat up and faced her, "What the hell you think you're playing at, Annie? Why are you still here looking about? That's what I want to know." "I told you that my place is here." "I'm not talking about here. Why are you still in Los Angeles?" "I don't know. Maybe because I live here and all? Yeah, I kinda noticed that. What's your deal? Are you trying to push me away with this tough love act?" "Listen closely. You need to get your wife and leave this city permanently." Meanwhile, in the underground parking lot in Helen's car, Helen got in and closed the door just as her iPhone rings. And then she took it out of the purse and saw it's Harold. And then she put the purse in the passenger side and she answered her phone. "What is it?" "You might want to get down to the station because it appears Elena is about to make a statement." "Where are you right now?" "Where do you think I am?" "Parked right outside looking at her going in." "I'll meet you there fast as possible." And as Helen hung up and put the phone and her purse in the passenger seat, and as she got her keys out and started her car, and as she thinking, "I'll be damned to let that slithering cow take everything that I worked so hard for. In fact, I'm not." Meanwhile, in a disclosed location in the supply closet, Gwen is laying elevated on the pad with her head on the padded pillow while Eric is covering her with a blanket. And as he came to the bottom and arrived, and as she saw him there, "What? You're not seriously thinking about delivering our baby, honey? We really don't have any options. How about calling someone? Because we do have this technology called phones." "Yeah, thing is, my phone's in your office." "So is mine. Damn it." "Basically, I'm all you got right now. Besides, you're a doctor and a pro. 2 other children. Not ours, don't worry. You smashed this. Now then, I have done basically everything you instructed me to do in preparation for our new arrival. Now all we gotta do is get started. So I want you to push with everything you have. You ready?" "Yeah, let's go for it." And as Gwen begins preparing herself to start pushing. Meanwhile, at the Oceanside Ridge Manor in the kitchen, Jessica and Casey are talking. "I guess you've been MIA for what it seems to be a decade to not know what's been conspiring." "I have been busy with my life." "That's the point. While you were doing what you were doing, my family was slowly falling apart, no thanks to your twin sister that has your same face. Do all of you lot feel the same way about me? Look, I cannot speak for the rest of them, but seeing you here only brings back the pain Tina inflicted upon the family. Hell, she even tried to destroy the world by helping Mimi and Frank dug out that dark creature, not after plunging the whole world into darkness." "You mean the Shadow Realm, right? Why are you here?" "I came to offer your father and you lot some support to get you through this. You know what? You can save the condolence for someone who actually gives a damn, because I don't want anything from you. And a word of advice, after the send-off, go back and crawl to wherever the hell you came from." And as Casey turned and went and left the kitchen. Meanwhile, in Joanna and Chris' bedroom, Joanna and Chris are talking. "Surely after everything we went through, you know I wouldn't. I just messing with you, man. But seriously, how are you feeling? About Tina, you mean? Look, I know you must be gloating over the fact. Wrong. I may have hated the flaming cow, but I wouldn't wish my worst enemy in that kind of fate she endured. Although, she might be responsible for causing it in the first place, seeing that Aaron was supposedly been killed. You really think she caused this? I wouldn't put anything past her. Besides, she and Mimi been targeting certain people, including our daughter-in-law that got run down by some miracle. She managed to survive by it. And as Casey came in, what is Tina's twin doing here? And as Joanna and Chris saw her. Meanwhile, at the LAPD in the lobby, Elena head to the front desk and arrived where the lady is who saw her. Can I help you? Yeah, I would like to file a statement, please. And as Greg came to where they are. It's alright, I can take this, Trisha. Please follow me. And as Elena followed Greg through the back and eventually into the precinct area through the offices to one of the interview rooms. And as Greg opened the door, with Elena walking in, followed by Greg, who in turn closed the door. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Angela, Vince, Carly, and Will all went and sat down one of the tables. And as they all faced each other, continued talking. While Elena is making the statement, we should all make a strategy as well. I don't get to why you haven't went as well. Make no mistake when I say, me sister is going down. That's why Elena would be the first to tell him what happened. She's the only witness that, yeah, but you know what kind of families we live in. Including the fact that your dad might help bail her, and also worse, get the charges pinned on some random person. I'm pretty certain that random person will be paid. Carly, you and I will get the justice we deserve one way or another. Hold on. What do you mean another? Not to worry, Will. Hopefully, none of us will have to find out about that. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital on the balcony, Nate and Seth are talking. Nice seeing you too. Have you forgotten about my son being here? Wow. Really, dude? Using a child as a weapon? That's pretty much low even for your standards. You know what? Not even you can spoil the happiness I gotten today. If you mean by kissing my wife, I know, since I saw you while walking down the hall. That is why I'm here putting you on notice. Dude, we just got news that Oscar is making a breakthrough, which means he could be on his way to recovery. Maria and I just got excited by the news. So much that you decided, I don't know, kiss my wife? When you decide to become a parent, don't use that parent feeling crap on me. You have a reputation to seize any opportunity you get, but I, for one, is not gonna let that happen. Meanwhile, in the empty patient room, Annie and Scott are talking, with Scott getting up out of bed. Have you lost the plot of what you're asking? I know exactly what I'm asking. Seeing you hovering me like some damn puppy dog. That is really getting tiresome. Especially when my husband and I are gonna take these twins home. Wrong. I've already told you my girls aren't going home with you and him. And now you wanna make me and my wife do a runner and make me turn out to be some deadbeat dad? Yeah, that's gonna be a hard pass. You really don't have much of a choice. Both of our marriage is gonna be at risk of collapsing. Enough with the doom and gloom already. No, you're the one who lit the fire by telling your aunt the revelation of our parents. Thanks, by the way. Or you're just using her to make certain Aaron and I don't. Annie, you don't want to push me. I told you I'm going nowhere. And if we have to fight for custody, then so be it. Burn this in your little brain. I'm that twin's father, not Aaron. Meanwhile, outside the empty patient room, Jan is by the door, stunned to after everything she heard from Annie and Scott. Meanwhile, in a disclosed location in the supply closet, Gwen is laying elevated on the pad with her head on the pad pillow as she's pushing while giving birth with Eric on the receiving side. Ah! You can do it. Ah! All right, I see the head crowning right now. Now all you gotta do is one more push and you're homebound. You alright?
Yeah. Thank you so much for not only stepping up as me husband, but as me long life partner in crime.
I'll go anywhere with you, babe. Now, ready?
Yeah.
And as Gwen begins, suddenly a baby begins crying, and as Eric successfully pulled her out and immediately wrapped her in a blanket, just as Gwen saw and lay back down in relief. Just as Eric came around to where she is, holding their newborn, which she saw. Say hello to our new daughter. And as Gwen sat up just in time for her husband to hand her their newborn daughter. And as Gwen began holding it as she's crying. And as Eric in turn got down and laid beside his wife while they're both looking at her. Till Gwen turned and looked at him who saw.
I love you so much.
I love you too. And as they began kissing each other. Meanwhile, at the Oceanside Ridge Manor in the living room, Jessica came in from the other room and saw the portrait of Joanna, Chris, and their family. And as she stopped and looked at it, damn, what a perfect family. You have no idea how much I want that. Philip and I almost had it till he was killed in that plane that happened to hit the towers in New York on that fateful day. My heart goes out to all those people who lost their lives that day. And as Jessica turned and went and sat down on the couch thinking, just as she has the flashbacks of her and Chris making out. And as Chris led her to the bed, which they got on with Chris taking off his shirt, followed by her, just in time for Chris to get on top of Jessica and begin making sweet love towards her, just as the flashback ends with her getting up, and as she hid and left the living room. Meanwhile, in Joanna and Chris' bedroom, Joanna and Chris are surprised by Casey's arrival. Jessica's here? I didn't even see her. Yeah, she's using the restroom. I was about to tell you, Dad, I know she had nothing to do with her twin and all, but seeing her face, it's a constant reminder of, and I get that. But I don't think it's fair that she had to endure the damage. Of course, you would defend her. Honey, he's not saying he is. Mom, you know damn well you feel the same way about a woman who has Tina's face around my dad. Just be careful, because I don't trust her as much as the original. And as Casey turned and went and left their bedroom, with Joanna turning to face Chris, who saw. Well, how do you feel about Jessica? How do you really feel? And don't cut any corners. Okay, not gonna lie, I'm glad to see Tina out of our lives, but to see her twin, I'm just gonna watch her exact move and go forth from there. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Angela, Vince, Carly, and Will are sitting at a table enjoying their meal while talking. You know, Will, I can't help but notice how strong to Vince you've been towards Carly. I believe everyone needs a knight in their corner per se. It's true. Will's been all but amazing to me. What my wife is trying to ask, is there a chance something ruined between you two lot? Well,
It's early days to say, but we don't know yet. We're just taking it one day at a time. Once me sister gets sent down, you two lot should go for it. I mean, after what almost happened to your best mate, should you take life in question? She's right. You wanna talk at another table? You mean like a date? Sure. And as Carly and Will got their stuff and got up and head and sat at another table. Let's get back to the table where Angela and Vince is, who looked at Angela and saw. What? Very smooth. I know a new couple when I see one. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital on the balcony, Nate and Seth are talking. You really are paranoid to think I would go after Maria when I'm in fact married to the most amazing who you just cheated by kissing my wife. Like I said before, mate, spur of the moment. Whatever. You'll get a free pass. Don't let it happen again. You're not gonna use Oscar to win Maria. Believe me, dude. If I really wanted her, I would have had her. What's that supposed to mean? And as Nate turned and head back in, and stopped and turned and faced Seth. You're not the only family who gets what they want. And as Nate turned and head back in, with Seth watching and as he thinking, we'll see about that. Meanwhile, in the empty patient room, Annie and Scott are talking. I believe we're finished here. Not even close. And as Annie looked at Scott, who saw, suddenly she headed to where he is, and arrived and began kissing him, who in turn kissed her back, resulting in them kissing each other. And as Scott picked Annie up, and as he carried her towards the bed, and arrived and placed her on it, just as he got on top of her, and as they continued making out. Meanwhile, outside the empty patient room, Jan happens to be listening to the conversation and still reeling. Soon, she turned and looked back inside and saw what appears to be a shirtless Scott making love to Annie in bed, and is shocked by the revelation. And as she got her iPhone out and turned it on and turned it to the camera mode, and as she placed it on the window and began recording Annie and Scott's love-making session for 10 seconds, and stopped it and saved it in her phone. And as she turned and faced the hallway and began calling someone. Yeah, it's me. Where are you? We need to meet up. You're not gonna believe the discovery I just witnessed. Meanwhile, outside the LAPD station, Elena came out and left the area and began walking down the street to one of the car's doors open, with Helen stepping out and blocking Elena, who saw. What are you playing at? Grassing me to the old bill, are we? That was one fatal mistake you wish you'd never have made.